My topic that I chose was the US debt crisis. So my question was, will the US solve the debt crisis? So right now, the US debt is upwards of $20 trillion and increasing. We are among countries with the highest debt to GDP ratio. It's important to solve or answer this question because if it gets too big, we're in danger of not being able to pay it off. And if that's the case, it'll lead to many potential global economic issues and possible high inflation if we have to keep printing our own money. Also, it would impact future generations as they would inherit the debt and could lead to a decrease in economic strength due to a variety of factors, such as a decreased investment, growth, Social Security and Medicare, and decrease in resources. It's related to economics because it involves both our national and global economies, and a crisis would affect both of those with like foreign trade and other countries pulling out of their investments with us, and we might owe more money to them as well. And also, economic policies and government interventions would be needed to solve this problem, such as changes to the budget with decrease in spending and increasing taxes. So I do not think US will solve the debt crisis anytime soon because the short-term effects right now are very minimal, and we are able to handle the amount of debt we have and could be able to handle a bit more. And also focusing on increasing GDP also increases our stability of the economy, which is being focused on right now. Also, there's too much political influence, as policies that would need to be passed to solve the debt crisis are very unattractive, with the increase in spending or increase in taxes and decrease in spending. Also, the pandemic and climate change has shown that many people are very focused on being comfortable now versus what is best for the entire population now and in the future. Also, because younger generations have more potential to solve this issue since they're the ones going to be inheriting the debt. So it'll probably be until then that it would get solved. They might be, because if the debt gets too big, their incomes might be lower, there's fewer job opportunities, and for Social Security, it's projected that there will not be any money left. So people are paying for it now, but they may not even get it back if the debt becomes too large. But my limitations for answering this question, this is my first economics class, so I don't have much exposure to the entire process that's involved. And I know that there's many political influences as well as varying perspectives among economists themselves. Also, the assumptions I based my answer off of were if political influence and politicians wouldn't pass unattractive regulations, but if they were to focus on the greater good and pass those, then maybe it would get solved. Also, I assumed that the population itself is focused on being comfortable now instead of solving bigger issues. So that would also need to change if we were to solve this. And I'm quite confident in my answer that it's not going to be solved anytime soon, as we are not experiencing any hardships due to debt right now. And these are my references.